LOX initially ended up getting signed to Bad Boy. Why did the LOX go to Bad Boy as opposed to stay with you guys in Def Jam?
Well, the LOX happened before Def Jam, so basically we took them over to Puffy. We took Mace and the LOX over to Puffy. We brought them to the table for Puffy. My brother was involved with that. That was instrumental in that situation. We already had them under, I think it was management and production on some level, and we put them to Puffy. We brought them to Puffy because Biggie was over there. They was bubbling, so we thought that would be a good look with Mason and the LOX. So we did that. We wanted to. We wasn't on, so we need to get in the building and actually start the process. So we passed, the LOX and Mace off to Puffy, work with them on some level of management or something like that. Kept it simple. But LOX was originally Ruff Ryder artists first, and then we pushed them over to Puffy and then from there was they went and did they LOX album with Puffy, and it went well. And then they had a situation where we had got on with Def Jam after that. And then after we got on with Def Jam, we blowing up with DMX, and then some things wasn't going well with the Puffy situation. Puffy, he's family too, so we could communicate with him, and he worked it out with us where he released them, and we took them over into Interscope, and that's how that went with them.
Right, because initially when the LOX came out, Puffy put him in the shiny suits and everything else like that. And I remember there was a whole "Let the LOX Go" campaign.
I got a shiny suit on now, man. So, go ahead.
They're trying to get off Bad Boy and trying to get into the whole Ruff Ryders thing. Even though they always were Ruff Ryders, but they were trying to go full blown Ruff Ryders.
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, it was just timing. Yeah, definitely was timing. They did the shiny suits. They did their dance with Puff. It was all gravy. But they really came from our background where they was talking a lot of street stuff on hardcore levels, and we used to make them go and battle and do everything that we would normally do. We developed them. We had a great development situation going on. And then from there, X was bubbling. Because X, when the LOX got on, X was like, yo, how the LOX get on with it before me? I can't believe this shit. How the hell how they get on? I said, yo, be easy, man. You gonna be all right? So Puff didn't, we played Puff X stuff, but X, he was like, X is a little this, that, and this. So we was like, no problem. We just hold X for a better day. You know what I'm saying? So X, the LOX got on. X was like, damn, man, how did everybody getting on before me? And then that's when X got that deal with Def Jam, and then it was sky's the limit there, So everything happened for a good reason.
How did Eve end up getting into the fold?
Well, we was already riding the wave. We was having fun with it. We didn't have a female. We definitely wanted to get a female, but we just couldn't find one that was on our level that was ready to ride or die. Because we needed a ride or die chick, you know what I'm saying? And basically, we had a conversation with Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, because Dre had Eve over there at Aftermath. And then basically what happened with that was that whole thing, Aftermath wasn't bubbling like that. We had the torch, we was bubbling, we was riding. So Jimmy was like, well, once y'all look at Eve, maybe take Eve, and Eve can actually jump on the bandwagon, so we, and make it happen as, a female artist. So we already did songs with Eve, with Dre, with her, with Dame Grease. We did about 3 or 4 or 5 songs with her. We was cool with her. And then she came over, she battled the crew, she got familiar with everybody, and it was all she wrote with Eve. We ran with it.
Yeah, and then she ended up going platinum as well.
Yeah, she going platinum. Eve is 2, 3 times platinum, 4 times platinum. Eve is no brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had heard that, for example, my favorite DMX song is Ruff Ryders Anthem. And I'd heard that when X first heard it, he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's true. We had to go through all kind of hula hoops to get that damn song, man. Cause it was, you know, Swiss, what he did was he put a twist between East Coast and the South. So when Swiss when Swiss went down to Atlanta, cause he was living in the Bronx, he moved down to Atlanta, he started switching his producer style. So once he flipped his producer style and he was starting to do South music and stuff like that, he had the East Coast swag, and he already was trained from us with the whole East Coast, how that works. So now he's getting this whole South swag. So he comes back with this anthem and he say, this shit right here, X gotta get on, right? So we got X on it. He's like, oh, I don't like it. This shit sound different. I don't want to get on it, blah, blah, blah. And we in New York. So we had to take X out of town, take him away from everybody. We rented a house out and all that out in somewhere in Maryland, somewhere in the boonies. Got him away, and then we had like 3 or 4 songs, and we had a studio booked out there in Maryland. I don't know if it was Salisbury, Maryland, somewhere out there. And we spent like a whole week or 2 sitting in there trying to get him the latest song. He eventually laid it, and he wrote it first in the house. And then he came out and said he got it, and that's how you got the anthem.
Great song. I mean, honestly, it's my favorite DMX song. Because it was so different. Like, when I heard it, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that was a classic right there, man. You got a lot of X music, man, out there. You know, you got so much good shit, man. I mean, X is a true artist, man. And, you know, with the right elements and right producers, anything's possible with X or us making a hit.
Absolutely. And I've interviewed DMX before, and it's like, I've never really met an entertainer on the level of a DMX. It's like literally, I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is point the camera, and then DMX just takes over at that point.
Yeah, DMX, no, he's born to do this. He's gonna speak his mind. He's gonna say what he have to say. You know, take it or leave it. You know how it go. X, yeah. He knows how to articulate himself. He knows how to handle himself very well. He got the good, bad, and the ugly that he can address. You know, he's just like a lot of people out there in the world. He's just like, he has special gift.